The COVID economic shutdown hit Las Vegas harder than any other major city in the nation.
So when the Strip shuts down, much of the economy surrounding it shuts down.
Yeah, that's right.
And the ripple effects devastated households far off the famous Strip.
We were doing pallets of cookies in bulk, specialty grocery stores, hotel, casinos. We had this going.
We went 17 weeks without a dime. And there are still thousands upon thousands of people still have not been paid. And I see every day people losing their homes, having to leave Las Vegas.
Though the lights are flickering once again, uncertainty looms.
We're trying to keep things as normal for our kids. I have a 16-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old son.
And Americans are adapting to a cruel new reality with no end in sight.
Do they know that there's a possibility that we might have to leave this house? No. You know, I don't really think I have the strength to tell them that.
So I couldn't even ask you where you might be a month from now.
My hope is that we'll still be here.
The casinos have recently opened back up and people have flocked back in. And it's relatively crowded, but people are very, very spaced apart. Most people are wearing masks. And you know, even though it looks fairly busy, this is really just a fraction of what business was like prior to COVID. In 3 spins, I am out.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, so I want to show you guys what my costume room looks like. So this is the Super Bowl costume that Lady Gaga wore on the Super Bowl. This is one of the ones I made myself. This is the mirror costume that Gaga wears in our Enigma residency at the Park MGM. I had that one custom made. I can't even imagine what it'd be like to make that.
Tierney Allen and her husband Travis are 2 of the over 359,000 Vegas residents that lost their jobs in the first 2 months of the COVID-19 shutdown. They've recently started a live streaming show as a way to keep performing and to try to make ends meet for them and their 4-year-old daughter.
And when you sing, you gotta look out. Look out to the camera. See the red light? We have to give her a little performance time, or else we don't get the stage back. I've been impersonating Lady Gaga for a little over 10 years now, almost 11 years. 9 of those years I was in Las Vegas. And really meeting my husband is what took my career to the professional level.
Do you need to stand?
Yeah.
Can you use that stand?
Yeah.
Just use the whole thing.
A lot of people don't realize how multifaceted being a tribute can be, that we're not just somebody that just throws on a look and becomes a person. You have to have makeup skills. Sometimes you have to have costume skills. You have to learn about wigs. You have to learn all these things, as well as learning how to run your own business and be booked. So it really is a multifaceted job to be an impersonator. The day that lockdown happened, I was supposed to perform by myself and then eventually the cast of legends on MasterChef with Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, so 2019, they put me on the billboard. I was on all their jumbotrons, everything. I was on every news station, Access Hollywood, ET. And I thought that this year was going to be even bigger. And then it just stopped.
So as soon as the Strip shuts down, your income it's done, it's stopped.
The CARES Act, passed by Congress in the wake of COVID-19, provided critical income to the suddenly unemployed, but funds took time to be distributed.
We went 17 weeks without a dime, and there are still thousands upon thousands of people still have not been paid. I've joined the Nevada Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Facebook group, and I see every day people losing their homes, having to leave Las Vegas. It's absolutely decimated the entertainment community.
In April 2020, unemployment in Nevada was worse than the national rate during the Great Depression. And the state continued to have the highest unemployment rate in the country through August.
Why has this state in particular been hit so hard?
The reason that it's so high is our disproportionate dependence upon leisure and hospitality in terms of our core. You know, leisure and hospitality represents more employees in Southern Nevada, where Las Vegas is located, than aerospace is in Washington, or auto manufacturing is in Detroit, or music is in Nashville, right? We are heavily dependent upon that particular industry. We are an outlier in that way.
What does the tourism and leisure industry entail?
Most people think about the tourism and leisure industry as hotels and casinos here in Las Vegas, but it's substantially more than that, right? Think about all of the restaurants that serve visitors, 42 million visitors that come to Las Vegas. Think about all the transportation networks, whether those are places like Uber or cabs or bus drivers, all of which are supporting that. Think about all of the entertainment, concerts, sporting events, all of those type of things. Think about McCarran International Airport, right, which is one of the busiest origination destination airports in the entire country that is predominantly dependent upon visitor trips into Las Vegas. All of those things wrap up into what we consider the broader hospitality industry, which is more than just casinos and hotels.
All right, so we've got chocolate chip, chocolate chunk to do today. You want to do a campfire on this one, the last dozen? Ooh, it's hot.
Angela PEPE owns the Curly Top Baker, which mainly sells specialty cookies to businesses.
Originally from California, Southern California, moved here to Vegas about 11 years ago.
What brought you to Vegas?
My husband's job got us moved. He's in the hotel industry, so we were trying out Vegas for a few years as he was helping lead a hotel in their sales department. We fell in love with it, stayed here, and it's been our home.
Angela started in a shared kitchen space with low overhead until orders from convention centers and hotels on the Strip started rolling in.
We got into this building in December. The way that our business was growing, we had been to a point where we needed our own kitchen. A lot of investment, a lot of prayer, a lot of tears, a lot of questions came into it, but it just fell into our lap. We had our grand opening, our ribbon cutting, with all of my friends, all of my family. We're here just in February cutting the ribbon, and then COVID hits in the mix.
Angela's husband was furloughed from his job, and the orders ground to a halt. She had to let go of her staff, and now just has her daughter Maddie to help fill the few new orders that are starting to trickle in.
That was one of my favorite shows, the Flintstones. So to see us incorporate those Fruity Pebbles into a cookie is really fun. It reminds me of my childhood.
How was that first month?
It was amazing. We had a staff of 10 people in here, music blasting, just a fun environment, everything I had dreamed of. We were doing pallets of cookies in bulk to specialty grocery stores, on Strip, hotel, casinos, food service companies. So we had this going.
The first month they opened, Angela's bakery was making up to 20,000 cookies a week.
I love these, they come out.
Now she's grateful each day if she can sell 300.
Of your savings and your credit lines, you basically maxed out. I mean, you put everything on the line and you're hanging by a thread month to month. What's gonna happen if at the end of 1 month you say, you know what, I just can't do it anymore?
I mean, my husband and I have had talks about, you know, if he's not brought back on with his company. They extended the furlough until October. The extra $600 on unemployment, it just doesn't meet up to what we were bringing in on a monthly basis to have all of this. We've had the scary talks about selling the house and everything that we've worked for just to stay afloat. Trying to keep things as normal, sorry. We're trying to keep things as normal for our kids. I have a 16-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old son that are my world. And it feels scary. Trying just to keep the positiveness in our home.
I think that when a lot of people think of Vegas, they think of gambling and they think of elaborate shows. But Vegas is it's a real city.
Yeah, look, there's no doubt about that whatsoever. Everyone associates Las Vegas with the Strip, and frankly, we're very happy that they do, right? Those visitors coming in mean a great deal to us economically and fiscally. But we're talking about 300,000 people that work in those 150,000 hotel rooms are out there, more than almost anywhere else in the United States by a pretty healthy margin, right? But what about the other 700,000 employees? Las Vegas is a community of 2.3 million people.
So when the Strip shuts down, much of the economy surrounding it shuts down as well.
That's right. I mean, generally speaking, for every one job that's lost in the leisure and hospitality industry, another job is lost somewhere else throughout the economy. It's about a 1-to-1.
Press the green one. Well, you know how to do it, right? Okay, get started.
Now they were heading back to America, back to Papa and their little farm in upstate New York.
Both my parents were police officers, so you know they kind of had to. They had varying schedules, so a lot of the times, you know, trying to figure out what was for dinner, you know, was me and my brother's choice. Oh yeah, that's going all kind of wrong. So, you know, it just learn to throw stuff together here and there. And, you know, when we could have family dinners, we'd have family dinners. And, you know, when we couldn't, you know, we made our own meals, you know. So I guess when times are other than ideal, you know, you just find a way to make it through. So that's kind of what me and their mom is trying to do now. That actually looks pretty good.
Bradford Cook worked for 9 years as a union lead electronics technician at MGM. He's divorced and has shared custody of his 2 kids, a 10 and 6-year-old.
As of Monday, I received a call from my manager and he informed me that I was administratively terminated.
I mean, it's corporate speak for you don't have a job anymore with us, basically.
Pretty much. If I have to get into the workforce in order to afford the lifestyle that I currently have, I would more than likely have to get 2 jobs. And, you know, I have my children, you know, basically from Monday night to Friday night. And so that would mean that their mom would have to take up some of that responsibility. And that's going to require possibly amending our parenting agreement, and it's going to put a lot more stress on her. Yeah. Like, I was washing dishes when I got the call, and I just had to take a seat. I had to hold it together because, you know, I didn't want the kids to see me, you know, in a stressful situation. Yeah. You have to be their strength. They don't really know the extent of what's going on. Yeah. You know, they know that I'm not working, but do they know that there's a possibility that we might have to leave this house? No. You know, I don't really think I have the strength to tell them that. All right, your shorts, you know where your shorts are, so you can grab a pair of shorts and change before you get ready for bed.
Yours was a good paying job.
Yes.
And you're convinced that you won't be able to find a job that pays as well as what you were earning before?
I've been looking. I haven't seen any jobs that are even close to what I was making, to be honest, for my skill set.
Mom. Yeah, baby. Hi. Oh, baby. Okay, you should work in the camera. Work that camera, baby girl.
Is there salt in there?
Ha!
We break it in half first. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, there's salt in there. Yeah, it works. Get your dirty feet off of here.
Want to help mommy get the table set?
Let's set the
We
table.
need forks.
I'll set the table.
You amaze me by how much you've grown up.
Here, I will take the plate.
In January, I remember laying in bed thinking just how lucky we are, that we have everything we've ever wanted. And then it was taken from us. In the middle of all of that, my husband, as husbands do, casually grazed my left breast and noticed something. And he jumped back and he said, "What's that?" And so I called my doctor, and I was the first patient she saw during lockdown. So I went in and she found it. And we received my results, and it was so shocking.
So what was your diagnosis?
So I ended up being diagnosed with stage 3A invasive ductal carcinoma. They're breast cancer, basically. It had spread to my lymph nodes. And that's what makes it really scary, because the lymph nodes are the pathway to the rest of your body. So, you know, a cell or two can go somewhere, your brain, your bones, and we just don't know. So we started chemotherapy. The first thing that came to my mind was my daughter. That, oh my God, my daughter's going to grow up with a mom that has cancer. Oh my God, you're gonna make a ball of your face. Yep. I'm gonna pink lips kiss.
Is there lipstick on me?
No, because this is special lipstick. Look at, it's special. Lady Gaga lipstick that doesn't come off.
There's glitter all over my dress.
You're made of glitter. I think the biggest change in my personal life before having side effects was losing my hair. My entire life, I have been that girl with the most amazing hair, the thick, beautiful Rapunzel hair that was always a fun color or something. And when it finally came to that day that I could not take it anymore, of the hair falling out and the aching of my scalp, we decided as a family, today is the day to shave it. So we cried all together as a family, we said goodbye to my hair, and then we got rid of it in true Vegas fashion. We went up to our home theater, turned on the bright lights, and blasted the Lady Gaga music and filmed it. And it was exactly what I wanted in that moment. I felt like I was taking control of my hair loss. You know, cancer wanted to take it, but I said, no, I'm gonna get rid of it. So it all worked out. And now I'd like to decorate my head with temporary tattoos, and some days I wear a wig, some days I don't. And that's why it's been so great that I do Lady Gaga. I already have a million wigs that I can pop on.
You can go like this, really close. Mommy can feel it.
It tickles. You gonna give me a kiss? Okay, do it again. I thought you were gonna lick me.
I remember reading an economic report a few weeks ago indicating that of the millions of jobs that have been lost during the COVID-19 shutdown, the highest proportion of that came from the leisure and hospitality industry. And what was troubling was economists were forecasting that this would be the very sector, not only that has been hit the hardest, but that would take the longest to recover. Can you expand on that?
There's no doubt about that. look, leisure and hospitality industry is dependent on people's decisions to get on a plane or get in a car and go somewhere else. Las Vegas obviously extremely dependent upon that, right? In addition to that, as the economy goes into recession and consumers have less disposable income, right, the places like Las Vegas are obviously going to be impacted by consumers just having less money to spend on discretionary items, including things like travel.
Hi, good to see you. It still smells like fresh baked cookies. I'm so excited to see you guys. So how have you been?
Hey, we're hanging in there, taking it a day at a time, and just marching on with our individual box orders.
But have things improved?
We're just waiting. We're waiting for that fall season. A lot of our specialty retailers are just waiting for COVID to kind of just smooth down before they place orders. So these are going to go out to customers, one box to Florida, one to New York. This one is to Texas, and then this one is going to be local pickup.
Like many other businesses in Las Vegas and across the nation, Angela is trying to adapt. She's shifting to a leaner business model and is staying afloat through online sales while she waits for convention centers and hotels to place orders again.
How's your husband doing?
We found out last Monday that his job of 15 years was eliminated. So that was kind of just a punch in the stomach.
I remember when we spoke, you both seemed fairly hopeful that things would be on the upswing.
We did. So, yeah, he's one of the many that their positions have been eliminated on Strip. Last week, there was another large hotel chain that 18,000 were let go.
18,000?
18,000.
Do you feel like small businesses have been left behind? Have they gotten the support that they need and deserve? I mean, they drive the American dream.
I believe that there could be more support. I just wish that a lot of the larger companies that were able to take advantage of the grant money would have left some of that for some of the smaller that could have kept on with just a little bit more money.
The dream is still alive.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I hope that you come back in a year and talk to me. I really do. I hope that in a year we've expanded so much more. I've got all my crew ×2 back.
Well, the savings as of right now is pretty much, it's going to be depleted this month. So, I mean, with rent, power bills, like none of that stuff is forgiven. Yeah, this month is it.
You ready for me to go underwater, Olivia? No. Yeah. All right.
I was watching the news this morning, and they said that the eviction moratorium here in Vegas was extended 45 days. That still only puts it through the middle of next month. If I have to start over somewhere else, I'll have to start over. But you know, if I don't get recalled, then I'm not going to let that stop me. Failure isn't an option. It can't be an option. And when I look at my kids, that's the motivation above my own goals to say this isn't going to be a lasting chapter.
I still gotta be back. No, you won't.
Hey! How you doing? Taylor Swift, oh my God, yeah. Dolly's here. I'll give you a
Hey, take the limo driver. Welcome to our home. Welcome to Stars in Quarantine. Set your stuff anywhere against there, that's fine.
Hey, 1, 2, 1.
As some of the more established performers on the Strip, Tierney and Travis say they're committed to providing a platform to fellow performers and sharing the proceeds from the donations that trickle in.
Hey everybody, glad you tuned in. We're happy to be here today.
Maintaining our performing skills and being on stage, doing our live streams It sounds strange, but it is therapeutic for me as a cancer patient, that it gives me a reason to get dressed up. It gives me a reason to sing, and music is healing. So if I'm singing, I'm healing my body, and I'm not just wallowing on the couch being sad and tired. I'm pushing myself to get ready and share my talent, if not for anyone else, but for myself. You know, it's something to live for.
Like many communities across America, the pain inflicted here will endure long after the pandemic is over. And with savings depleted, homes gone, and careers upended, what recovery means for many will have to be redefined. But for the many who are barely keeping their heads above water, dependent on dwindling aid and a long winter ahead, the end may not come soon enough. Hey, thanks for checking out CBSN Originals on YouTube. If you want to watch more documentaries, download the free CBS News app on your phone, tablet, smart TV, or any streaming device. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking down here. Thanks for watching.